Hi everyone, welcome to Opening Up in Lockdown Day 4. So far we've talked about the importance of articulating out into the world what it is that we want to achieve and writing it down, looking at it, repeating it, and then letting our natural brain filter bring to the forefront things that can help us get there. And then yesterday we talked a bit about the Johari window and this idea that perhaps there's feedback that we're not getting or that we're not using to our advantage, or that there might be things that we keep hidden that are preventing us from getting to where it is that we want to be, and that there might be ways we can put them out into the real world in order that we can hold ourselves accountable, utilize other people's experience, try and just get a bit closer to what it is that we want. And then, so that brings us to today. And so I should say at the moment that all these things are coaching concepts and stuff that we were taught about early on, but they're all, this isn't a coaching session. I certainly wouldn't be talking at you like this, because you know what it is that you want. We all know in our gut what it is that we need or want. And so coaching is really about asking questions and trying to tease out of somebody. So John Whitmore, who we're going to talk about today, he describes it as unlocking the potential of others to maximize performance. And so, it can work on yourself. And so that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about today. I'm not trying to teach you how to coach because I've only just learnt myself. But certainly, if any of these things are interesting to you, then let me know. Also, if you're a coach and you think, well, hang on, he's got that wrong, then again, I'd also love to hear from you because, I'm just learning all this stuff myself. So let me know if it's of any interest. Bang it in the comments or private message me, that's fine. Today is John Whitmore. He was a racing driver for a lot of years, and he gave all that up. I think he achieved everything he wanted to achieve in racing, sacked it all off, and then pioneered this kind of coaching sort of personal growth the way that it is today. Off the back of that. And so he came up with the GROW model. And the GROW model is an acronym. Coaching loves acronyms. And it stands for goals, reality, options and obstacles, and what next. And you can use this to, once you've got a goal, you can use this to ensure progress. Goal, what do you want? Where do you want to be? Reality, where are you right now? What do you already know? What are the stuff that's already in place? Options and obstacles, what hurdles do you need to jump or doors do you need to open in order to get where you want to be? And then what next? What's the 1%? What's the next rung up? And so you might have heard of it before because it gets used in problem solving, it's used in management and stuff like that. But it's been useful for me, and the reason why is the obvious example for me would be Pop-Up York. So that's my business, and this isn't going to be about my business really, because the success of the business, that remains to be seen. That's something I'm building and it will take time, but it's something I've been talking about and wanting to try for years. And just hadn't. And hopefully while I'm talking about this, there'll be things bubbling away in you that you've thought, I should be doing that. And I guess, the goal for me was obvious. It was this business. The reality was I was volunteering, running a community cinema. I was running events. I had experience in licensing films and doing all the sort of stuff that I would need to do for this business. And I could see that it worked, and I could see the benefit of it on me and my, well-being, as well as the benefit on the people that were coming along to the event. So the reality was clear. The goal was starting to become pretty obvious, but the obstacles were things that I was putting in the way, stuff, the natural stuff that you would say in a situation like that, which is, I can't afford to start a business. I haven't got time for it. What if it don't work? What if people don't come? All that natural, normal sort of stuff. And for me, coaching came along about a year and a half ago, and I remember it was like, well, it's impossible not to start coaching yourself. The grow model starts to sit behind conversations, and you naturally start to ask other people, what is it that you want? Where do you want to be? And trying to find out that stuff. And so you can't not do it to yourself. And so for me, it was, what is the next step? What is 1% for you? And that was much more within reach than this kind of idea. And that was that I need permission from my current employer. So, suddenly the goal went from big scary goal in the distance to I need permission from the person that I work with currently. So my new reality was, I have a full-time job. It requires a lot of concentration and focus, and it's quite stressful, and all these things that kind of, I'm contractually obliged to make sure that I can fit another employment around that. And so who do I need to talk to? The options, the obstacles, who are the people I need to talk to? What are the conflicts of interest? What are the things that I need to get right in order to make sure that this can work? And those things I could timetable. I didn't have to have things bouncing around in my head about what ifs. I could literally say, well, these are the things that I need to do. These are the people I need to talk to. This is when I'm going to do it by. And it was much less scary as well. And also I got support from my management. I got the permissions that I needed, which then not only gave me some accountability, if these people are going to support me in that idea, in that goal, then the least I can do is make a good go of it. And also a little boost as well. A small goal achievement can boost you onto your next goal achievement, which was then for me was, a business plan and starting to really make it real. But that gets the ball rolling. And I think that was when it was a light bulb moment for me, that kind of, this stuff does work. It can work on yourself and it can work on others. So you can start big, but break it down. And if you're not used to goal setting, then Google SMART goals. I won't go into it now because I'm already pushing 10 minutes, but SMART goals will help you to work out what's important to make sure that you can achieve, but also you can measure that you're achieving those goals as well. So that's my journey. And like I say, hopefully while I've been talking about that, in your gut, you start to go, these are the things that I want to do. And so write it down, look at it, and figure, fine, have a big one, but start to look at what 1% of that goal might look like, and write that down too, and look at that and share it with me, send it to me, tell people about it, make it real, hold yourself accountable. And, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's next week, write down when you could do that by, that next hurdle. And yeah, let's try it. Let's try it together. I think that's it for today. So thank you very much indeed for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow for a bit more.